Over 500,000 refugees from 125 countries have already found safety in Poland. Polish borders are open to all refugees fleeing Russian aggression. You can find a link to guidelines for all refugees in the description of this video. Poland decided to accept all nationalities right from the beginning of the conflict in Ukraine. Poland is ramping up its efforts to support refugees fleeing Russian aggression. On the Polish side of the border, hundreds of people wait in long line to offer transportation to those in need. There are currently hundreds, if not thousands, of initiatives designed to help people inside Ukraine and the ones who flee the war. Poland created a dedicated website established to coordinate all the support and provide vital information for those in need. Despite all these efforts, there is a substantial number of outlets reporting false information regarding Poland. Reports suggest Poland is blocking various nationalities from fleeing war in Ukraine. This is false and hurtful. What we're seeing now is a mix of miscommunication, Putin's propaganda, and just lazy journalism, I guess. Here's the example. I recently stumbled upon BBC News' heartbreaking story about Gabriel, a Nigerian student fleeing war for Poland.
And Gabriel, you were telling me a little bit earlier about what happened to you when you were trying to board onto the trains. What happened? What was your experience of trying to get out of Ukraine?
It was a very terrible experience for me. Like, last 10 days in Ukraine was very, very difficult for me. Like, it wasn't what I was expecting. The military there was very mean. They were just so mean to us, like as if we were no humans. No food, nothing, no support. It was just on your own. All they did was go to your embassy. If your embassy is not there, the rest they leave it up to you.
And this was in Lviv, just to clarify, this was in Lviv. So how did you get to the border with Poland?
Yeah, we walked for like 12 hours from Lviv to Poland. We walked for like 12 hours, also more than, but mine was like 12 hours with no food and nothing. You just have to.
And then when you got to the border, what happened to you? What did you see?
That was one of my worst experiences. Like, the soldiers that was on duty that day was mean. They were just so heartless. Like, they treated us like animals totally. Like, there were no human sympathy in any of them. There was some hoodlums that who comes around in those places that the soldiers sees, the borders. We saw some of them with some weapons, and we tried to make the soldiers understand that we are sending these people weapons, and he said we should go and there's nothing he could do about it. And we're like, we can't risk our life. So they started chasing us away, hitting us with wood, and you can see they even hit my leg.
The reaction on Twitter, to quote just a few: Poles are only allowing white people in. Polish border guards are racist. This made me sick. Millions of Poles are helping war refugees of all nationalities on daily basis. There's a lot of things you can say about Poland, but the way we've conducted ourselves during this crisis, during this war, is definitely something we should be proud of. So I reached out to BBC to confront them about the story. Thanks to your support, they've noticed my comment and decided to replace their 40-second video with a longer one. The longer video allowed Gabriel to finish his story.
And you can see they even hit my leg right here.
Gabriel, when you got over the border then, when you were in that bit coming up to the Polish part, what happened?
Yeah, Polish, they were nice to me. At least they work on me, give you food. I had one or two conversations with you, a little bit of relief. I feel like I'm acceptable again, like someone lost me back.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Now, this is pure example on how easy it is to manipulate information to divide people. 40-second version of the video about Polish border, and Poles are racist bunch who are providing help exclusively to white refugees. Full 2-minute version of the video, and Poles are heroes, providing help to all regardless of their nationality. Unfortunately, more and more news outlets are making similar mistakes. Here's another example where popular French media outlet Le Figaro displayed a map of countries supporting Ukraine. Poland was excluded, despite our country being a front line of support to the Ukrainian people. After confronting reporters, they've updated the map to include Poland, as well as the Baltic countries. Yet another story includes a BBC Live broadcast that suggested some of the Putin's planes were stationed inside Poland. Yeah, I mean, inside NATO country, which is obviously false. I'm sure this is not an example of Putin's propaganda, but yet another mistake. This is why in the difficult times like this, it is so vital to be precise in a way we communicate, specifically journalists. This is why we all need to fact check and verify. You can find links to fact checking tutorials in the description below. Activists at the border confirm various nationalities find safe haven in Poland. This includes a popular Spanish-American chef, Jose Andres.
So guys, I'm here with Jennifer from Nigeria. I just met her here. She's been walking like many others for many hours, if not many days, because the situation is difficult to leave Ukraine to come because it's no cars, no gas, and many other issues, I guess. But I was asking her because they were saying that if Poland and other countries were not allowing citizens from different countries, especially of Africa, and what do you have to tell us about that?
We didn't actually face any problem coming here. We just got to the border and we entered, and then we just had to stamp our visas and everything, and yeah, it was sorted out.
So I met some people from Congo that were with her. I saw some people from Jamaica. I saw people from India, from different countries around the world. But I've seen people from different countries in Africa, and I agree with her. Everybody's telling me no problem. So don't worry. We're trying to. The government of Poland, other governments, they're trying to do the best to take care of the people. And thank you for sharing this with you. And best of luck. Bye.
People from all over the world appreciate Poland's help to refugees fleeing the war. This includes an inspirational story of Indian refugees fleeing Russian aggression. When Soviet Union invaded Poland, an Indian prince gave refuge to thousands of Polish children escaping gulags. His Navanagar came to be called Little Poland. Tonight, 80 years later, Poland returned the favor. Thank you, Adam Burakowski. India won't forget this. He mentioned Adam Burakowski, ambassador of Poland to India. So just to clarify, I'm not trying to say it's all perfect. When 1 million people flee war, we can see what's best and worst about humanity. It is not surprising to hear about violence, racism, bribery, looting. There's no justification for this, and we should prosecute all those responsible. That being said, these dark episodes should not define who we are. Ukrainians are defined for their unprecedented bravery. They are an inspiration to whole free world. Poles are defined through millions of people providing meaningful help on daily basis to refugees of all nationalities. Right now, more than ever, we need to stand together rather than to look for reasons to stand apart.